Greetings. My name is Gray Endress, and I'm a clinical social worker in the Kansas City metro area. In addition, I am a professor at Missouri Western in the Bachelor's of Social Work program. In the fall of 2014, I was providing direct services to a family of four. I was asked by Children's Division in Missouri to be a therapist for a mom and a dad. I was meeting with them in their home, and they had two kids, a 13-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl. The 15-year-old girl was in foster care, as well as her infant that was just a few months old. One Friday afternoon, as I was getting ready to facilitate a family therapy session, the 15-year-old was on a pass from the foster home and was sitting next to her mom on a couch, looking at homecoming dresses. I kind of leaned over the couch and said, how pretty the dresses were. And I asked the 15-year-old if she was excited about homecoming. And she looked up at me and she said, "I don't get to go to homecoming." My caseworker said, "As a new mom, new moms don't get to go to homecoming." And the look on her face was full of shame. How difficult is it to be a new mom? How difficult is it to be a new teenage mom? How difficult is it to be a new teenage mom who feels shame for being a mother? I was so frustrated. So while finishing up my doctorate in social work at USC, I created an innovation using a comic book to challenge this notion of adult centrism. Adult centrism is this default setting in child welfare that we are the experts of the children and families that we serve. Subsequently, children and families don't have a voice in their own treatment or their own situation, i.e., I want to go to homecoming. Should I get to go to homecoming? So I'd like you to meet Levi. Levi is Latino. He is in foster care, and uh, he has a lot going on. He has trauma about being in foster care. He doesn't understand. He's being bullied at school, and he doesn't know how to use his voice. My innovation is designed to teach kids who might read Finding My Voice, a comic book that I've co-developed, to learn how to have their voice, how to use their voice. So why a comic, Gray? You developed a comic? And the answer is, yeah, comics are powerful. They they have a great strength and ability to reach the unreachable. And people love stories and superheroes. This is an example of a book published in 1957, the Martin Luther King Montgomery story. Congresswoman, Congressman John Lewis of Georgia and Rosa Parks and the Woolworth Four all have written in their memoirs how this comic book empowered them to peacefully protest. It's a powerful comic book. Very difficult to find an original book. In 2017, a more recent example of the power of a comic book, Valiant partnered with the Keep Abreast Foundation. The Keep Abreast Foundation, their mission is to teach women, and especially young women, that breast self-exam shouldn't be when you're 35 or 40, but should be when you're a teenager and you're learning about your body. Don't wait 30 years to begin breast self-exams. And in this book, Faith, who's a superhero, has an ability to fly, and she was an orphan at once upon a time and spent some time in foster care. She goes with a friend of hers and learns about breast self-exam. So it's a powerful comic book that teaches an important lesson. So my comic book took a couple years to develop. The writer and artist is Todd DeMott, who lives in Hannibal, Missouri. He took my early storyboards and developed Levi. Here I am presenting my storyboard at residency at USC. As you can see, it is a youth, and the youth has a hand coming down to block their mouth. That hand is the hand of child welfare. They have all kinds of feelings, right? Why am I in child welfare? Where's my mom? I miss my dog. Why don't the people look like me at my school? Just all of these things that are going on. From there, it led to furthering my storyboard. A comic cover that I've always been inspired is this book on the left of your screen, Harbinger. And that's Peter walking down a street, and he has this ability to read people's minds, kind of like Professor Xavier in the X-Men. So I took that idea and developed my first prototype, which was this youth reading a comic book, Operation Hope, with all of these thought bubbles around his head. My caseworker doesn't listen to me. I miss my dog. I miss my old school. I miss my church. I want to talk to the judge. Why do I have to go to therapy? And in sharing this prototype with various child welfare individuals, comic book individuals, publishers, professors, the feedback I kept getting was, Gray, where's the hope? And I was kind of like, oh my goodness, you're absolutely right. So you can see my prototype evolved. And in the center, this young man is saying, hey, I'm not alone. Maybe there's hope. As he's reading this comic book, he realizes that someone else feels like him. Someone else misses their dog. Someone else in foster care doesn't understand why they're there. They miss their sibling, their moms. They miss their old church. From there, this prototype led to a more professional prototype, and you can see this young man, and you can see the thought bubbles in the center to be more focused. Hey, I'm not alone, but still these same things going on. And so my prototype and my storyboard, as I furthered um, this prototype and this design and this innovation with the artist Todd DeMott, you can see the middle and then the final version with this slash across the mouth blocking this child's voice. Finding my voice is issue number 1 in Operation Hope, which is um, an initiative by VoiceWorks. So, hey, thanks for taking a moment to learn a little bit about my vision. So let me go back and let you know how that story ended in the fall of 2014. So um, I was pretty frustrated. The next day I called CASA, let my CASA volunteer for my client know what was going on. And not only did this 15-year-old girl go to homecoming, and CASA helped buy her a very nice dress, together we got her a new caseworker. And while this story has a happy ending, I can't be there for every child. I can't be the voice for every child, but every child and family has a voice. They have their lens and how they see the world. They are experts on themselves. So please join me in my innovation, um, and reach out to me, ask me more questions. Please get involved, ask for ways to get involved, because I'd like to empower the kids in child welfare to have and use their voice so that they can become their own superheroes. Thanks so much.